Hi everybody, it's Sandy Pro, and today we're going to make something simply basic. Some people call it a swag, other people call it garland, but today we're using 3 8-foot pieces of jute rope from Dollar Tree, and I have a couple bouquet florals of sunflowers. I see probably 5 blooms per each stem. And we need some little mini zip ties, and sometimes I call them keep ties, so don't be surprised if I do that during the video. Your basic glue gun and wire cutters. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is take each of the stems and cut the tips of the flowers or the blooms off. So I'm going to start like right down in here. Oh, let me flip these over. I'm leaving probably 1 to 1.5 inches beyond the stem where it intersects with the bloom, bottom of the bloom. If we have leaves, that's great. If we don't, that's okay too. And the swag, we have 8-foot rope to start with, so once that is utilized, it might be a little bit shorter. I'm not sure how many blooms we're going to need, but I'm cutting them all because I know for a fact I'm going to make more than one of these throughout my day today. All my blooms are cut, and it's time to start gluing. So, yes, flowers by nature have petals that scrunch, squirrel, whatever, twirl, but I want these to be opened and somewhat flat. So what I'm going to do is start by taking a leaf, if you have one on there, and putting a little glue on that leaf, and pressing it up towards the center. And then I will do that with all the leaves going around the circle. Just going to make sure we have them wide open and not folded. See, we have one folded here. So I don't like that particularly. Try to open that. So the first layer, I'm going from the green leaf to the petal. And it is mighty hot. Okay, so that's just the green leaves. Now let's do the white. The first layer is closest to the green leaf. So I'm going to start with putting a little bit of glue right there. Hope you can see this alright. And take the petal that's on top and press it down. See where this one's twisted? Just a little bit of glue, untwist it, and when the glue dries, you're gonna see a little bit of it as it has been pressed to the other petal, but that's okay because the garland. Oops, that one just opened up. The garland, most time, people don't come right up to the very close part to it to examine it. From a distance, it's going to be just fine. And I've got my temperature on hot glue. It might be advisable to do it on a low temp. So it is kind of toasty on the fingertips. Excuse me as I have a call. Alright, I'm back. Just a spam call. Alright, so I'm placing some of that hot glue on the petals, once again on the outer edge. And we're just going to press and kind of make these all flat and open. Oh, this one might need a little bit more on the leaf. I know it's kind of hard to see in between the petals, but you can see the results pretty clear. You can see that's what I'm doing, putting glue right in between. Maybe that's a better shot for you guys. So what's been happening in your area lately? We've had a few days of quiet, soft rain. Our gardens needed it, our grass needed it. Certainly the animals out in the woods needed it, and many of our wells needed it here in Maine. It's been quite dry. Some people in southern New England got nailed with 11 inches of rain in Rhode Island, and they had to close I-95, which is very rare for flooding. All right, see how we open that compared to something like this? Take the rest of your blooms and do the same. And I'll see you when you get back. Okay, so I've gone through and glued all the layers of the floral petals together so it opens the bloom up wide, and it come to find out I had 6 blooms per stem, so I have 12 flowers here. The next step we're going to do is take this lovely nautical rope and open it up. It's 8 feet long. Let's see how this $1.25, it's a good deal, that's for sure. Comes your little zip ties. First we've got to take these off before we start using ours. And now I got 3 bunches. At this point what I'm going to do is move the camera and we'll get started on the next point. This is our workbench, and I am very fortunate to have this available to me to use. So what I'm going to do now is take basically the 3 ends of the jute, line them up, and make a knot. How long you leave the ends is up to you. I like it about 4 inches, 3 or 4 inches. Oops. And then I want a good sturdy holding place, so I'm going to put it right in this. Probably should open it a little bit more. And what I'm going to start to do at this point is just braid. And as I braid, I'm going to make sure it's kind of tight. I don't want it to be loose or lax. Take this, as you see, it might get interfered with that handle, but I've got 8 feet to do. And I wish somebody out there could tell me, maybe I need to talk to a hairdresser. When you have 8 feet of rope and you're going to braid it, what's the formula to know how short the rope is going to be or how long the rope is going to be once you've completed braiding it? Because I can't imagine that it's going to continue to be 8 feet long after we've woven it. So hang in there. I'm going to adjust it in just a second. There we go. And I'm just going to continue to braid. But I like this because you don't interfere with anybody in your family. It holds it nice and tight. kind of fun to do. And it's quick. Now this swag, as I was thinking about during the time I was gluing petals or garland, could also be used at the cemetery to drape at the base of a headstone. I think to connect it on the ends, though, we should make a circle on each end instead of just tying a knot. Then maybe use some fish line for the back of the headstone. Something to consider. I may do one in the future. But right now, in-home decor, or what started this all, was a fairy garden for my granddaughter. And I decided to braid this jute, add some flowers so we could hang it off a tree to make just another interesting aspect for her to look at when she's out there using her imagination and enjoying her time outside with Mother Nature. And I also made sure my cat was outside when doing this, because I would have somebody helping me at the other end of this rope for sure. I'm down to one cat. I had to have one put to sleep because she got pretty old and she got very sickly. So I'm missing that one lately. But the one I've got is very active. And if we're in here, would certainly be a part of this video. She's outside playing. Adjusting the rope to give me the tension I need. We're getting closer to the end. So hopefully I can make the same type of knot. One more time after this. So inexpensive, and it came out so pretty. Just simple, clean, and neat. Okay. Now that I'm done braiding, well, this is a little bit longer on this end, but I'm going to attempt to make a knot. And keep that braid tight. Doesn't have to be beautiful, just has to be a knot. Okay. Looks like I'm going to need to cut some of this. And also, just to let you know, at the very ends, they are wrapped with some plastic. And I just didn't want them natural until the very end because they'll start to fray. But that's not a problem. At the end, it's very lovely to have them frayed on the end. I'm going to grab some scissors here and see if we can cut them. Okay. Good thing I stopped just about where I did. Not difficult to cut. Plastic on the end. Just trim its way up. Well, if I could see what I was doing, it would be better. There we go. And I got a little bit over here. Sticking to my fingers, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm going to move the camera again to a different position to get those flowers attached. Alright, the next step for me is to lay the rope flat and count my blooms, which we have 12 of, determine how far I want the spacing between them. Some people might prefer them very close together, others might want a little space. Since I only have 12, I've kind of given it a little bit of assessment, and thinking about 4 inches apart for me would be where I'd like to have it. So what you do is you take your braid, which still does have holes in it, and take your stem and put it through every space you want it to be placed. So I'm going to go through and just add them to where I've got them laid, about 4 inches apart. Okay, the braid is down on the table. I've placed my sunflowers through the braid just to keep them in position as far as distance between them that I like. And now what I'm going to do is take each flower, flip it down flat, bring the wire stem and bend it so it won't be poking straight up. And even though I call these keep ties, I don't know why I do that other than they keep things where they belong. These are miniature zip ties, and you just find your way through this braid. It's my first one, so let me see if I can get in a position where I can show you. Put it through one of the holes. Whoops, I'm going to try that again. And my attempt is to bring it closer to the stem, just by pulling it in the direction that I want it. The stem is down. Well, butterfingers I am. There we go. Go through and do that with every single bloom. And stem. And then after, we simply come back and trim. It's going to take a bit, but you can do it. And the results are going to be lovely. So once again, I don't know if you can see that very well, but I've put the zip tie around one piece of rope. I'm gonna, I gotta flip it over so it'll work right. I've got it close to the stem, so I can bring that stem really close to the rope. Go back afterwards and trim. Alright, I have some more blooms to go, probably about 10. So I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I have all my blooms attached with zip ties, and the wires are bent so they're not sticking out. Time to trim and clip. Let's get those extra long ends off. Nice, they're all flying in the same direction so far. It won't be so hard to pick up. I'll flip it over so everybody can see it. Put those aside. And here we go. We have a nice long braided rope or garland to put anywhere you like. Maybe I'll bring mine upstairs and put it around the TV to give you a better look of the finished results. Hi everybody, it's up here in the living room by the TV on our fireplace mantle. I realized my camera is low on battery, so I can't show you too much for too long. However, if I back up, you can see it's clean, it's simple, it's natural. You can do with it what you'd like. Hang it from a tree, put it on your curtain rod, put it by your TV set. You could add many more flowers and make it much more full of design. And again, maybe in the future, I could make one for a headstone and bring you out and show you how it looks out there in the cemetery. So whatever your imagination takes you, wherever it takes you, just do it. Easy enough. It's Sandy Pro. Gotta go.